our times make us wonder which are the roots of the religion, and to compare the ancient gods. And we have an interesting comparison between Zalmoxis and Jesus. Why? Because it seems Zalmoxis appeared about 700 years before Jesus. And then are a lot of other similarities, starting with the kind of preaching and the knowledge which can have roots to old gods, and the Zalmoxis being the first one in the row. We can also notice in our world today that a lot of people are more and more interested to preach and also to travel, to have access to a lot of knowledge. What is important after all of this is each of one intuition and perception, and this is also accelerating nowadays with the new generation. But all these synchronicities and all that interest in the world, it may not be as we can see just happening. It may be a reason, and it's important that people have more interest in alternative practices. A lot of people are there to motivate and to open people's mind and to see the true, or at least to question the history or the facts that are presented in the school, in life in general. And those two, the Zalmoxis as well as Jesus, were initiates that in a way travel the ancient world from the west to the east, and to acquire information from different parts of the world, starting with old Dacia up to north of India. And we can also notice that our comparison between and similarities between them, but also a lot of differences in a way that Zalmoxis, it was like a god and it was almost old. Jesus was very young, and he acquired information fast. Also, we can notice that Zalmoxis returned to the Dacians after 3 years, after he was seeking for information. But Jesus, for example, returned after only 3 days. That means if we have another one that it's going to come on earth, it will come even sooner, and it's not be on let's say it was not months, it was days, so it will not be hours, it may be seconds. So the process is accelerated, which is very interesting, and we all can notice the acceleration in our world today. So the process will be even faster, and hopefully for the better. We can also notice especially in the West, a trend of especially on men that transgender to women, which is interesting because the other side we have two less or none of the examples, and then we can ask why is that trend that man wants to become a woman, and what that it means. We have to question this. This is an interesting perception and important from esoterical point of view. Own perspective is important, but genius is the one that shape the information, and also we know that usually only if you are a little bit rebel and different you can change things. So today are just few people that are bold enough to say something and to recognize the truth. It's certainly a time of healing, a magical energy that surrounds us, and we can use it. And we can learn a lot of other things, including to heal ourself and use our mind more and our capacity to expand. What we feel, we transmit, and we also inspire. We are certainly in a period of new perception, higher self, a true change, and hopefully for the better. We have to regain the belief in ourselves, of course, regain the trust, and regain our own power. Women can play a major role. Even on Zalmoxis period, higher priests were women, so were sacred in Dacia, and were very wise and helped to make the proper judgment and to guide the wise also. Nature laws are important to guide humans, so knowledge, wisdom, gratitude, and visualization, we can appeal to have a better life.